Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to New Sarum. Tonight's scene is set at the gym of Isabell Murphy, where she is meeting with her fellow neonates of Clan Toreador, Noelle and Adrian. She offered to let them meet there, as it is a quiet place for them to talk without any prying ears around. And that's where we will begin our scene. Isabell has let them in, locked the door behind them, and taken them to the office where there's plenty of seating. And when you guys walk through the gym, it's a pretty big open space with a lot of gymnastics equipment, balance beams, uneven bars, high bars, pommel horses, things like that. There's also a few like actual exercise equipment as well, medicine balls, treadmills, stuff like that. So that's what you see as you walk through. And Isabell ushers everyone into the office. They have a seat. And so, what's happening?
Noelle, in her normal sultry voice, will respond with, "I'm not too sure." And she'll look over at Adrian and ask, "You seemed quite irritated when you last spoke to me. You get that tinge in your voice when you're angry."
Irritated is not the word. I was disappointed. Extremely. As I find my sire is no longer worth or I find her to be regressive, as I do the prince and many other kindred I have met the other night at court. What happened therein made me lose a great bit of faith in the kindred of this city.
Regressive how? I know she's been pretty dismissive to me the last couple of times I've spoke to her.
On the first matter, I asked her of Thinbloods and Caitiff. The prince mentioned them, of what they were, and I asked why could we not of kindred? Why could we not make them useful? After so much scorn, they would be loyal. They would have protection, a family, worth. They would no longer be hunted. He made extremely loyal soldiers, if nothing else. He simply said, I do not yet know the way of kindred.
Really? That's what you were told? People tend to
almost heard.
People tend to not like the caitiff because they think that they're going to bring about the apocalypse or something like that, which is ridiculous in my opinion. But a lot of them view caitiff as not even worthy of blood. There are a lot of opinions swirling around about why you don't associate with caitiff, but just given a non-answer like that seems weird. She's your sire. What else?
And the other night, I several ideas to my sire, and again, her responses were always, I am too young. I am not yet in society. I am too ambitious or foolhardy. To do is help the clan and thank my sire and the Camarilla for their investment in me.
Too ambitious? Too ambitious for what? I don't understand. Ambition is what they want to see. They want to see people doing stuff and not just sitting around letting unlife pass you by, which is what she kind of seems to be doing, actually, now that I think about it.
Based on what I understand, what I feel many of the older kindred would like. Less ambition and more coloring within the lines. More
Obedience.
exactly. They like us tame.
And my
I'm an
sire
Irish.
said the same of the rest of the clan.
I'm an Irish redhead. No one can tame me. Really. She scoffs.
Say that,
And
but
yet Ms. Lenora believes that the rest of the clan has been lazy, filling their part.
Lazy. Really. Do you. Isabel looks very beside herself. I have been trying to get these people to do something. I am the only one that has been saying that we should do something about the Sabbat that are still around, obviously, very much so, because there's weird stuff happening. All Lenora keeps saying is, let me handle it. It's handled. You don't have to do anything. And then she wants to go and accuse people
Much
of
of
being
what I
lazy?
heard.
Really? Oh, nuh-uh. I'm not standing for this, not one bit.
I've asked my sire more than once what I
I
can do
am
to help,
not.
and I was answered with, just go talk to people, which I don't mind doing, but I don't like
That's
to
what
be
I was.
accused of not facilitating or helping my clan when that's exactly what I've been asking to do.
And that is not at all what her sire would have said.
I am sympathetic to what Miss Noel says. When I asked how to contribute to my side, she simply told me to befriend harpies, to make friends with the prince, to play the game the other. Of all I have been told of the Toreadors, it is we who should make the game they play.
Yes, that's true. We're supposed to be the trendsetters. We're supposed to be the one that people look to for everything. Make friends with the harpies. So she wants you to kiss ass and shut up. Is what she wants. Well, no
If I
one gets
may
doing that.
give, indeed, if I may give the ideas I proposed to her in the circumstances of which I did to you.
Go right ahead. I'd like to hear what you had to say.
The night I spoke to my sire and she called the rest of the clan, for lack of a better term, and not an exact memory, I proposed an idea for the Toreadors to gain power, a way for us to stand apart and regain some of the former glory I have heard we've lost, which was creating a back door into the city's security mainframe, giving us access to security cameras, traffic light cameras, phone logs, anything. We would be the information brokers of the city. He said I was too ambitious, that this would be stepping on the toes of other kindred.
Yes, it would be stepping on toes of the Nosferatu, but we can get them to work with us because we've been friendly with them in the past.
Another thing I have been trying to do. I proposed to an Nosferatu, a young one, by the name of Adam, if he would perhaps open a ring for kindred to involve in. Some place where more rowdy kindred could join to vent anger in old fashion while making a profit for the Nosferatu in return. I asked for a very small fee of 50%, as I am in need of financial aid. I am situated as I once were as a man, and my sire has not given me means to make any money on my own. So I sought out this, and I may secure it yet, though I need to provide $20,000 in a boon for it to go through. It would give us ties to the Nosferatu and perhaps more rowdy clans, such as the Gangrel.
The Gangrel are somewhat of a fallen clan. They used to be our protectors in the city. They used to guard the perimeter, alert us of threats coming, or even take care of them before they ever got to the city. When the Sabbat attacked us, they didn't see it coming. They were blamed. I was among those that blamed them for not having warning, for not doing their jobs. I see now that for the sheer numbers that they brought upon us, that there was no way that they could have stopped them all. But because of that, there's been a lot of shame put upon the gangrel, and it's hard for them to overcome that. There are a couple of gangrel that I like, and I would like to perhaps help get them back on the up and up. Did you hear what I said, Tim?
Yes, I did.
Then it
Noelle
was
is
just
sitting there. She's listening to all this. She doesn't look particularly mad. Like, the thing is, like, neither Isabell nor Adrian have really just seen like Noelle just straight out fucking all out pissed. Isabel's probably seen her irritated more than once, considering the fact that Val exists in the world. But even right now, she's just nodding, just kind of keeping a very cool, very composed demeanor. And she'll respond with, so, considering the fact that it seems to our leadership and our plan does not have the most favorable opinion of us, maybe we can, as Adrian had tried to do, perhaps gain the support from some of the neonates in these other clans. So that way we can build ourselves up something. And
now, from experience, I will tell you that they don't necessarily like us conspiring or hanging out with other neonates of clans that they don't approve of. I know from firsthand experience that they've tried to make my life a living hell because of Bianca. I won't stand for that anymore. I'm done.
If I may, the other night at court, the prince.
The prince what?
Adrian rubbing his forehead as if pained by. He explains the other eve the prince help a young Ventru, Caroline.
I know Caroline.
The club known as Mashu. Yes, the club has supposedly been having difficulties or failing. When my sire brought me to her, I suggested a venue that is untouched upon within the city that would open up fashion, music, tourism, an entire brand venue that has been thus far untapped into in the city, which would be to renovate the failing club, as obviously it has lost its appeal, outdated, into a goth club, something that would power for the Toreadors, a club run for and themed for vampires, for goths. The music, the fashion, the very club itself would be designed for money.
They didn't go for it, did they?
I was apparently insulting the memory, insulting the Ventru when I said that we could also use it to gather the other less fortunate clans with us, and that they did not want to change the club into something else, that I am being too ambitious and do not yet understand the way of kindred. That is not what they want.
No, what they want is
And
for you to do as you're
when
told.
I spoke of the Ventru, I said quite respectfully that the Ventru are the most powerful clan in the city as far as.
Well, saying that, Caroline thinks that that club is hers because it is. When Masha died, she got it solely. But
Ventru. They are the most powerful clan in the city. It is why I said. Excuse me?
did you not hear what I was saying? I was saying that when Masha died, that Caroline got the club for herself. Um, so she wants to see it return to its former glory, but I don't. The thing with the older ones is they don't seem to understand that the world is moving forward and we can't live in the past. And that stuff just isn't popular anymore.
Indeed, I have noticed they are. Indeed, I've noticed they're very regressive in their nature, and regressiveness is the downfall of business.
But from what I
And to
understand,
listen to my advice,
of our clan, as I've been a member of it for 12 years, is that we are supposed to be the ones that are the most willing to accept change and progression, as we're supposed to keep up with the latest trends in fashion, in music, in everything. But yet, so many of our members don't want to do that, and I don't understand why.
Because they're comfortable.
Right. They're comfortable.
admit, quite desperately asked my sire for information. She has taught me of kindred, but she has not taught me my place in this world. I am lost. I need, and she did nothing to help me. I was left alone.
Really,
Fled
she did.
court. I could not stay any longer.
Isabell seems very upset by that.
Well, I didn't catch all that. What was it Adrian said? He was
He
just.
said he said that he went
He
to
said
his. Go ahead.
he said that he asked his sire to help him find his place in the world of kindred, essentially. She's taught him some about kindred, but he hasn't found a place in the world. He's alone. He's afraid. And she watched as he ran away, essentially, which he quite literally did.
Basically, she left him to figure things out on his own. Now, I'll tell you something about your grandsire, Masha. Both of you. She was a very kind and caring woman. She doted on those girls like they were her entire life because they were. She would never have let them go off on their own like that. She would never have let them figure things out on their own when they were quite blatantly asking for help. I think they seem to have forgotten who they were raised by. Isabell looks very
I'm
upset by this. Masha was the
I'm
backbone of this
admittedly
clan.
lost.
Masha was the backbone of this clan, and it seems to me that when she died, so did the spirit of our clan. But me, so far, seems to want to bring that back. And I've tried. I've tried to do things to. Maybe I just haven't done enough. But I'm only a neonate.
I proposed the information. I've sought to find ways to bolster our number with loyalty with the Caitiff. I seek out the Nosferatu for aid for clan. I have another idea of taking undesirables, drug addicts, hardened criminals, and the like, a hotel or some other structure, and for gangrel who enjoy a good hunt, making the gangrel allies to the Toreador, to find ways into the silver screen security company, giving us access to wealth, to knowledge, to the kind. But I am at every turn told I am either too ambitious, foolhardy, or simply in the world of kindred. Yet you will not teach me more. I had to ask of the caitiff. Spiders, these hounds that speak, and I am lost. Place.
How much do you know of? Firstly, how much do you know of Kindred Society? Because I am more than willing to teach you.
So am I. I know a lot. I've been around quite a while. Seen a lot of things.
Annabelle taught me quite a bit.
I know of 5 clans, though I suspect there to be more. I know of these thin bloods and caitiffs now. I know of positions leading up to the archons and the justicars. Though beyond this,
Which 5 clans do you know
I do
about?
not even know if there are the Gangrel, the Toreador, naturally, the Ventru, the Tremere, and the Nosferatu. I do not even know if there are more clans or less, or
So you
perhaps
don't.
I am confused, or if there is even kindred beyond the Camarilla.
Yes, there are. There is a sect called the Sabbat, and they are our enemy. There are but in our
Why are
own,
they our enemy?
because they seek to destroy us. We were attacked by 40 of their packs. They wanted to take the city for themselves. We drove them out, but not without great loss. The loss of our primogen, Masha, the loss of our prince, but they're still around, lurking, waiting to strike again. I know they are. But in our own
Are there any
sect,
plans in motion to...
I have been trying to find that out. Believe me, I was a war hero. Pretty proficient with a sword. I killed a lot of Sabbat. I helped maintain and forge the alliance between the Toreador and the Tremere. I've so far been the only one that's tried to work to keep that alliance. My own sire even tried to destroy that relationship between us, but I managed to save it. But so you only know about the Toreador, obviously, the Nosferatu, the Tremere, the Ventru, and the Gangrel, right? So you don't know about the Bruja and the Melkavians.
No, I'm unfamiliar to this.
Well, the Bruja and the Malkavians are the two other clans that are in the Camarilla. There's another clan around that is outside of the Camarilla. They are independent, as far as I know, called the Giovanni. They are kind of like the Ventru.
Businessmen, in a way.
Yes. And they like to make business deals.
There's also the one clan Bianca told me about, the Zamisi.
Zamisi?
Yes.
Yes. They are a monstrous bunch.
Flesh crafters. She'll say, kind of out in the
His
space.
face curls in revulsion.
Noelle looks off in the distance with a little bit of wonder.
Adrian's face contorts in revulsion at flesh crafter. Are they necromancers or some fantasy such?
I don't know. Bianca just told me about them in passing, unfortunately.
No.
I have not yet met this Bianca.
Bianca is a Bruja, and she and I go way, way back. We knew each other as mortals.
Would she not provide a way for the Toreadors to make allies of the Bruja?
The Toreador and the Bruja have a strained history. There was a rival going on between the two of them whenever Bianca and I were embraced. I didn't know about it until when we saw each other at Elysium and spoke to each other, and then I was quickly reprimanded by my clan that we don't speak to the Bruja. Well, I wasn't going to let that stop me. For now, the relationship between for now the relationship between the Bruja and the Toreador seem to be better. They don't outright shun me anymore, but I did break up with Bianca publicly just to get our harpy off my back, which I now see that was a mistake. I should have just told them to go screw themselves. I'm done letting them dictate my life. If they don't want to see progress for the clan, then I guess we're just going to have to progress the clan without them.
So this idea of a goth club, she'll look over to Adrian and smile. I happen to be quite in touch with things like that.
Would you be?
No, just
Are
kind of
you
look down at
interested in
her.
this matter?
I am.
Well, I am more than capable of running the financial side of things if you know how to run said establish provide the music and clientele for it.
I think I can get that going.
Now we simply need a club. Brow, stressed.
We could ghoul a club owner.
What?
Hmm. We could also get an unusual location, since just out now getting a club can be quite difficult.
I would think the best avenue for such a club pertaining to vampires by modern fiction and popularity, find perhaps a old church that we could renovate.
Ooh, I like that.
Isabel visibly cringes at the mention of a church. On one condition, if you renovate a church, before I set foot in there, all crosses have to be removed.
I find
Of
that agreeable.
course, though I have no funding for this. I have since kindred liquefied my assets to for the safety of the masquerade, yet find employment to reestablish any source of reliable income. I have been hoping to find a way to apply my trade amongst the kindred, so I may do this. I have done so without success.
May I ask what you do?
I am a business consultant. I specialize in business management.
Hmm. And Noel will kind of look and notice that Adrian has not receded his fangs since he walked in the door. Because he has that flaw, right?
Permanent fangs. He also casts no reflection.
Okay.
Oh, well, there aren't any mirrors in this room, so.
Yep. So she'll kind of see that.
Mm-hmm. We don't need this about veteran thinking he's a La Sombra.
Completely. Noel will see that and say, is it possible for you to get an intermediary? A face?
Fool? Or a... I forget the term kindred use for them.
Ghoul, yes.
Workers.
Something of the like. Since you've got the mind, but you just need someone to have the
I
mouth.
could looking into the matter, though I would prefer perhaps an actor, someone whose acting skill would be pliable. I could grip and role, and he could fill that role.
Well, if
Hope
you're
to
looking at an
do
actress.
this with a hacker.
But I'm sorry, go on.
Are you suggesting a partnership in this club?
The way I see it, this club will be a way for Clan Toreador to regain some of its lost glory. It makes sense that Clan Toreador work together for that.
Agreed. I had an idea for the name, Rosa Nosferatu, Vampire Rose. We could use the door as the logo, create shirts, branding, clothespins. Would provide additional income and make the Rose of the Toreador seen throughout the entire city.
That's definitely a possibility. You might want to be careful with that. The alternative community frowns upon, and then she'll throw up air quotes, selling out. Despite the fact that they shop at Hot Topic.
Well,
I
maybe we
believe
can just.
I do believe that we should be a progressive clan.
Of course, please don't think I'm saying don't do it. I am merely suggesting caution.
Well, if we can get our line of clothing at Hot Topic, then they'd probably buy it. I'd be willing to throw my hat in the ring on this, too. I wanted to open
And
my
what
own
of these
gym
other
if that's
business
the money.
ventures I mentioned? The hunt for the gangrel, the information brokery, the silver screen security. Since we are on the subject, I thought I may as well ask if any of these others interest you.
Well, we probably shouldn't try and do everything at once.
Yes.
But I think that it would be a good
We could use
idea,
the club as a
common ground. If everyone looks to clan Toreador, then what kind?
sort.
Sorry, you've really cut out there.
Okay.
Miss Isabell, I believe your name was, yes?
Yes, Isabell Murphy.
He clenches his fists and then releases. He seems very apprehensive of what he wishes to say. Must beg a favor of you.
And what is that?
From what has happened, I have lost interest in aiding my sire unless I absolutely must. And I no longer trust to her haven and the club she runs. Help. I need money, a place to stay. I need to be informed, taught, to defend myself against kindred. And you seem
Well, I'm not rich by any means. I can keep my ears open and see what I could come up with for you. I'll try. I'll try and see what I can do. But as far as money, my sire used to be on the more radical side of fashion, and some of her outfits would have been questionable, but they were fun. She has always struck me as the type to be on the side of progress, so I might be able to talk to her about possibly helping us with this club. She is Kara Fletcher, owner and operator of Fletcher Court.
Now, can she be trusted to not pass the word to the leadership and the clan?
I personally don't care if Lenora knows about it. There's nothing she can do to stop it. She doesn't.
Oh, there are plenty of things that a kindred can do to stop another kindred.
She doesn't have the weight.
She may also call for my
She does
life
not.
if she learns I have turned away from her.
If Kara Fletcher backs this project, Lenora will have no choice but to support it herself. Kara has way more weight than
Even though
Lenora
it will
does.
cut from her funds from Gemini.
We don't have to put it anywhere near Club Gemini. There's more than one college in this town.
But there is.
A college would be a good venue for a club of this nature. He rubs the back of his neck. I also ask the to learn and know.
Sorry, you lagged out. A favor for what?
Am I clearer now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said he also needs a tutor, someone that can teach him more of kindred, more of what's going on, how to fight.
Oh, yeah. I told you I'm more than happy to help. I don't mind doing that. And she kind of points to the main body of the gym. I can teach you how to fight right here. And have conversations and things like that. We can meet twice a week after my clients go home. About 10 o'clock. Oh, he didn't hear anything I was saying. Okay, Isabell was saying that yes, she was more than willing to help you. You can meet her twice a week here at the gym. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. What she was saying was that yes, she was willing to help you, and you can meet her twice a week at the gym after her clients go home, probably around 10 p.m.
Is there a way I could perhaps help your business? As I said, need money and as well as a place to stay, as I do not living where I am.
Well, I mean, you don't feel safe. She's not going to have you killed. She's not that type of person. She might be a little stuffy, but she's not the type to have her child murdered. Do you live with her or something? Hello? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Well,
I
since
think
he's
you
not...
had a hard crash, like a really hard crash.
Yeah, I think so too. So we're just going to wrap up this scene. She looks at Noelle. We should definitely talk more about this later. It doesn't make me very happy to hear about some of this stuff. How are we supposed to go forward if they're not willing to go?
Right. I'd like to hear what Annabelle has to say about it, though, at the very least.
Yeah, maybe you should talk with her. But you know it'll get back to Lenora. But I'm gonna talk with her myself. Anyway, see if I can get to the bottom of this, because she's not always been this way.
Also, Adrian, are you back now? Can you hear me? Okay. I think he's still like really crashing hard. Also, if you are talking, you're muted. I think his net's just fucking up. Yeah, no. Noelle will look back to Isabell and say, I would like to speak to Annabelle. There's much more to her than she lets on. And she'll, as she says that, she'll start fucking with the scar on her throat. Just start like rubbing it and all that.
Isabel will watch her do it, but she's not gonna ask her about it in front of Adrian. Yeah, I think that we should get Lenora's side of the story. Not that she looks at Adrian, not that I don't trust what you said, because I've noticed some stuff myself, but I need to get to the bottom of this and see what she really thinks. I have words for her. If she thinks the way that Adrian thinks she does. And she says that very emphatically.
Alright, I think I'm back.
Yeah, you're back now. If you're talking, you're muted.
So let's talk to them and see what they have to say, and then meet back up.
I leave him aiming to ask her, well, more so in accord with a Nosferatu fight ring. My end is to be a boon, sure, perhaps even less, as well as a sum of 20 my share, as I am
Okay, I didn't.
in need of home.
Okay, you are kind of robot-y and laggy. I didn't really understand a lot of what you said. Earlier when you had said that, before you crashed out, that you were in need of a place to stay, she asked if you lived with Lenora.
I do not. I live in an apartment and a college. I did not trust to live so near kindred.
Well, does anybody know where you live?
I do not know. I am not sure if my sire has access to all I.
Honestly, my opinion, if she didn't care enough to teach you properly, then she's not going to care enough to find out where you live. I think that you'll be just fine.
Did I what?
She said that if your sire didn't care enough to teach you properly, then she's not going to care enough to find out where you live. You will be fine. So I think due to the technical issues, we should go ahead and call this scene done. We will agree to reconvene after Noelle and Isabel have spoken with the twins. And I will make a couple of rolls that was requested.
Oh yeah,
Tim,
don't we need to make
yeah.
those perception streetwise rolls or something?
Yeah, and I'm gonna make Neelan's for him, so I'm gonna do that one first. I'll do his. He got 1 success. And mine.
Oh shoot!
I get a reduced difficulty for acute vision, reduced by 1. And I don't. That sucks. I botched.
How much streetwise do we have? Okay, I only have 1. That is a single success.
Yep. All right. Those are finished, and we will end our scene.